Are you struggling with making content for your business? Do you constantly get frustrated because you're often running out of ideas and things to post about? Do you feel like you're having trouble connecting and resonating with an audience online, and this is impacting your ability to make sales, therefore any revenue for your business? Well, then I'm glad you're watching this video, because I will be talking about a very important aspect of your content strategy that can help you fix all those problems. I will specifically be talking about identifying your ideal client, audience, or customer, which is an integral part of your overall content strategy. Another important aspect of your content strategy is to identify your content pillars, and these are the specific content categories that you will focus and base your content on. However, I will be diving more deeply into that topic in a later video, so make sure to subscribe so that you can be notified when that goes up. Okay, so first let's define what an ideal audience is. An ideal audience is the specific target groups that you intend to sell to. Some of the reasons that it's important to have an ideal audience are the following. For one, you can focus your ad budget on this very specific set of customer groups, meaning that you're spending your money more wisely when investing in ads. Another reason is that it helps you get more clear on your brand and voice. You will also be able to connect more deeply with your audience because you will be creating content that directly speaks to them. You will also save a lot of time because you will be facilitating your content planning process, since now you will have a clear idea of who specifically you are speaking to. Okay, so now that we've defined what an ideal audience is, let's talk about how you can actually take steps to clearly define what your audience is for your specific business. So something that is very useful when identifying your ideal audience is to go from having that bigger overarching view of your audience and try to narrow it down. So for example, when I think of an audience, I'm thinking of a group of people, and it's very hard to define an entire group of people. So something you want to start off by doing is define a specific character, define one person. Who is your ideal client? Meaning, who is the one person that you would love to be selling to? So let's start off there. So some basic questions that you can ask yourself are, what is the age range, the age group under which your ideal consumer falls under? What is their gender? What is their location? Meaning, where do they live in the world? This could really impact, for example, when you put ads and targeting them to specific time zones. And their location can also help you identify their overall setting or ecosystem. So for example, do they live in a large city? Are they a city girl, a city boy, a city woman, a city man? Or are they living more in a country type environment? Because that would really change the language and the approach that you take to engage with those types of people. So aside from gender, age, and location of your ideal consumer, you also want to ask yourself, where in their life are they? What phase of their journey are they currently in? For example, if you provide tips about entrepreneurship, are you talking to someone that is starting up their business versus someone that already has a mid-scaled business, probably has a team that's working for them, versus are you talking to a corporation? Because that would determine what kind of content you put out there. So really think about the phase that ideal client is currently at in their life. So really identify who you would like to be talking to based on your interest and based on your expertise. Do you want to be teaching newbies in a new space? Do you want to be talking to someone that maybe has their foundations down but now is trying to scale up? Or are you talking to someone that has all of their foundations and now they're trying to learn more about automation? So yes, identifying where they are in their journey really helps you address the challenges that they may be facing, which is another thing to ask. What are the challenges that this person that you want to be speaking to is facing, is battling with every day. Another thing you can ask yourself are, what are their hobbies? This is one of my favorites because I like to make a list of their interests. So for example, do they like to read? Are they organized? Do they like to hike? Do they like to meditate? Like, what exactly are their interests? So for example, when I did this, I pretty much found that I was describing myself. So I described someone that she was a woman and she was someone that loved to drink tea and coffee, and she loved organization and productivity and planning. And she was someone that was barely starting off on her journey. She was someone that had general foundations down, but really needed to solidify those and needed more tips on how to do things on her own because she's a DIYer, and because she's barely starting off, she doesn't have that much money, which is why she's doing a lot of things on her own. So I really just went into generating this long list of what her interests are and what her pain points are. Another thing to consider is what their financial standing is. Are they someone that, for example, is barely starting out and doesn't have that much revenue? Or are they someone that is a little bit more comfortable in their business, has something to fall back on, has that extra money to spend in a more generous amount? Or are they someone that is just doing good? You know, there's someone that doesn't think twice about spending a lot of money on whatever they think is necessary to invest in. So this is important because it'll help you identify what the prices of your products are going to be, what the prices of your services are going to be. So really keeping in mind what money looks like for that person is very important. And something that's very interesting, and you probably will find this as well when you go through with this process, is that a lot of times you may be describing yourself, or you may be describing your best friend or someone that you really get along with, because that's ideally who you know that you would like to be serving. So another thing that you can address is, what are the goals of your ideal client, of your ideal consumer? So we talked about their challenges, what they deal with, and what they're currently battling or obstacles that they may be facing. But what are their goals? What do they want to achieve? What is the destination that they're trying to reach? And this is very important because it helps you talk in a way with your content that shows them how you can reach that, how your product can reach that goal. So it really will appeal to their emotions, and you will set yourself up as the potential answer to get them to their goal, to the place that they want to be, or to the state of mind that they want to get to, whatever their end goal is. And if you don't know your audience's goals or challenges, this is something you can quickly find out by surveying your current audience. If you already have one, just ask them straight up, like, what are you struggling with? Where would you like to be? What are your aspirations? You can quickly get answers. Sometimes all you have to do is ask. And if you don't have an audience, you can just list out the goals that you would like your ideal consumer to have, the type of person that you want to be attracting. So those are some of the many questions that you can ask yourself in regards to who the ideal customer, client, audience is that you want to be attracting. So just to summarize this, you want to ask about their age, their location, their gender, their current life phases, where they're at in their journey, the current challenges that they're experiencing. What are their hobbies and interests? What do they enjoy to do? What is their current financial standing and status? What are their aspirations and their goals? And you want to make sure that you're also including in there what you're interested in, because you want to make sure that you're having fun with the content creation process and that you're being yourself. And you can only be yourself if you're incorporating elements of your character. So you definitely want to have a blend of who you would want to attract, and ideally you also have some of your own personality in there and your interests and your own aspirations, because that's what's going to draw people to you. And honestly, sometimes that's all it takes, is really talk about what you enjoy doing, what your struggles are, because that will resonate with a very specific person that you probably want to be attracting anyway. So go ahead and take some time to really think about these questions and answer them for yourself, answer them for your business. And in the next video, I will be talking about how to take this information to incorporate it into your overall content pillars that you determined for your business. So go ahead and make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss miss out on that video. And I also want to mention that I recently made a free resource for you that you can use to help you with this process that I just talked about in this video. This freebie can help you identify your ideal client and your content pillars and your business goals. So go ahead and make sure you download that. Completing this freebie will give you so much clarity on your overall content strategy. I actually did it myself before I started promoting it, and it gave me so much clarity, and it just got me thinking about so many foundational aspects of my own business. So it worked wonders for me, and I know that it will for you as well. To get this freebie, just click the Content Pillars freebie link in the description box below. All you have to do is put in your email and you'll go ahead and get a link straight to your inbox, and this is free. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are also an ambitious woman that is working on her side hustle around her full-time job, then really consider subscribing to me. I really am trying to form a community around these same life experiences. I also plan on sharing more content strategy tips, more business tips, and just mindset overall that you really need to be successful in this entrepreneurial journey that you're on. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.